Today we are remembering Howard Zinn. He died yesterday at 87 years old. Zinn was a historian, a playwright, and a social activist. Many have called him a hero, even a maverick. He definitely produced a different way of thinking for the world to share in. Joining us now from New York to tell us more about Zinn's life and legacy is RT correspondent Anastasia Churkina. Anastasia, talk to me a little bit about Howard Zinn and what you think that he will be remembered for.
Well, Christine, this is a man who has been dubbed by some American Mahatma, someone who was a man of limitless depth and philosophy. This is a man who was an activist and historian who made history. This was an author of half a century and one of the most well-known authors of the U.S. left. He, among the things that he will be remembered by will be his commitment to the struggle for justice, for equality, his activism against injustice. He was always a man who was against war. He would say that there's no such thing as a good war. He would say that it's only through the struggle and power of the people that real change would be created in the world. He was a man who was very anti-mainstream, very anti-political establishment. He would say that people, the common American, should really not rely on the politicians, should not feed off of what politicians tell them, but really create a struggle from themselves and not be afraid to speak out. This was a man who was committed to protest, who would protest and speak out against all things important, starting from government repression to things like union workers' rights. And one of his most well-known books is A People's History of the United States. And of course, what this book is really a people's history of the country. It's not a history book that talks about what's been happening to the country through the eyes of the political elite. It's a history that is seen from the eyes of a common American. He drew from his own experiences, from the experiences of his people, and this book was really a timeless masterpiece. It was read by millions. It originally intended as for general readership. This book is and was taught throughout colleges and high schools throughout the United States. So really a very important work that's really been able to impact the minds of generations. But he's also written many more books. He's also written plays, one play on the anarchist Emma Goldman, another play on called Marx in Soho, about Karl Marx returning to modern-day New York and seeing what socialist realities are about nowadays. So really a man of a very deep person and someone who is going to be greatly missed throughout the country.
And just real briefly, Anastasia, what do we know about how he passed away yesterday?
Well, like you said, Christine, he was 87 years old. Howard Zinn lived in Massachusetts, but he was spending these last couple of days in Santa Monica in California. And this man at 87 years old was taking laps in a swimming pool. He was swimming around, taking some days to rest. He was looking forward to another speaking engagement. He was telling his friends about how he's looking forward to it. And then he passed away in the swimming pool. He was immediately noticed by lifeguards, but he died instantly.
And Anastasia, I know that a lot of times Howard Zinn has been called the man who gave a voice to the voiceless. Talk to me a little bit about what he thought, especially about what was going on with the current U.S. president. What were some of his last reflections?
Well, Christine, one of his last public writings was actually about Barack Obama, recently published in the magazine The Nation. It pretty much talked about Barack Obama's first year in office, and it warned the American people to be prepared that Barack Obama, according to Howard Zinn, is going to be a mediocre president, and this, in the current day and age, means that this is a dangerous president, and unless a national movement pushes him in the right direction, is going to be a hard time for the United States. He's also said things like Obama is hardly any different from a Republican, and Zinn said that Obama was very cautious when it comes to domestic policies. He said that he compromised, and when you compromise, compromise becomes a compromise of another compromise, and this is basically what the United States is going through right now, according to Howard Zinn.
All right, Anastasia Churkina, joining us live from New York. Thanks so much.